Last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Now it's counter. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The tackle made by the DN to the Saints, Cameron Jordan.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 16-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Connor, and he'll take this one down near the 15. Khalil Mack of the Bears, the one to make the tackle. A look at the starters defensively now for the NFC.
Playing in his 11th season in the NFL is defensive back Malcolm Jenkins, who entered with the New Orleans Saints as a cornerback before shifting back to safety, where he's had his best years. Terrific football IQ, tremendous tackler, can also guard receivers in the slot.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. For Patrick Mahomes, what a season he had. First as a full-time starter, and he goes over 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and rewarded with his first Pro Bowl.
And think about if you're in Kansas City, the organization, the team, the city, how well are you set up for future years with that youngster as your quarterback? Not only are the guys on the team excited about it, think about free agents, thinking about where they might want to play. If you're a free agent receiver, you're thinking Kansas City.
So an even first quarter on the scoreboard, but the threat of points on the horizon. 0-0 our score. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Aaron Donald with a sack.
Well, in my time in football, I've yet to see a playbook that draws up offensive plays designed to lose yardage. A running play loses yardage on 1st down. They try and throw it, take a sack on 2nd down. What can the offensive coordinator come up with here on 3rd down?
And it'll be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
This is the Rams' Todd Gurley, his 3rd Pro Bowl in 4 seasons. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. You look back a few years ago, Charles, when the Pro Bowl did that 3-year experimentation. I know you're a traditionalist. You like AFC versus NFC.
Yes, I do.
But for the games 2014, 15, and 16, they tried something a little different. They held essentially a fantasy draft for players. Year 1, it was Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders as captains. Year 2, Michael Irvin and Chris Carter. And then in year 3, Michael Irvin again matching up against Jerry Rice.
And one common denominator, every single one of those guys with a gold jacket, all of them in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So they didn't ask you and I to be the captains and make the picks. And by the way, the playmaker, Michael Irvin, went 2-0. And you know I heard all about that.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. When you think about the history of this Pro Bowl game, there was an all-star game going all the way back to 1939, but it officially became called the Pro Bowl in, I think, 1951.
You're exactly right, and that game was played out in L.A.
Pressure, and the AFC gets to him for the sack. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They do go for it. It's Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James. A sack from his safety position. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. 4th and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided if there's a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one, and look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But 4th and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
Complete to Jarvis Landry. 1st and goal on the 9-yard line.
Mahomes now to throw. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So from outside the red zone now after the sack, a long 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete.
Intended for Travis Kelce. Incomplete. Brings up 4th down and goal.
Jason Myers now for the AFC field goal. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Myers' kick is good. And the AFC on the board first. It's 3-0.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
Yellow lady. Check. Kill. Over.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Yellow lady. Sammy.
Now the New York Giants star playing in the Pro Bowl as a rookie, Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. The final shot before half for Breeze. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Breeze and the NFC come up now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. The third quarter starts with a run by Gurley. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. We mentioned the history of this game, the Pro Bowl. Of course, for many folks our age, the Pro Bowl always meant a trip to Hawaii. You know, they held it there from 80 till 09, and again for a handful of years in this decade before the last 3 being here in Orlando.
And there's something to be said, no doubt about it, for getting...
Well, the pressure gets home, and the AFC comes up with a sack. The number 1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And that is incomplete.
Intended for Saquon Barkley. Incomplete.
Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
That's taken on the 25. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the AFC will take over 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Charles, this the 2019 Pro Bowl. The AFC's won both games that have been played here in Orlando since they moved it here. Both have been competitive, 20-13 2 seasons ago, and then last year in 2018 it was 24-23 the final.
Yeah, and 2 years ago, Travis Kelce, Lorenzo Alexander were the game MVPs, offense and defense respectively. And then last year, Delaney Walker of the Titans, their tight end, he won it on offense. And Von Miller of the Broncos won it on defense.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Gets it to Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Well, he was so good throwing the football on 3rd down during the regular season. Why wouldn't it carry over here to the Pro Bowl?
Sometimes that's just who you are, right? If you're good at something during, as you said, during the regular season, so what if it's with a bunch of guys you're unfamiliar with? It's 3rd down, he finds a way to convert.
Now Gordon on 1st down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Bobby Wagner of Seattle, he'll get credited for the tackle.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Mahomes now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And this is caught at the 8. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Result of the play, 1st down and goal.
It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. And again, it's Mahomes. And that is caught for an AFC touchdown from 4 yards out. And the AFC adds on to their lead. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A good drive that time as they go 9. Plays in all. And it ends with an AFC touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the leading rusher in the league, Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys, his 2nd Pro Bowl. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Credit the tackle to the Texans' middle linebacker, Benardrick McKinney. First thrown out for the backup, Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. J.J. Watt able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you've got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And complete to Zach Ertz. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's fourth down. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And no, it's incomplete. The NFC's decision to go for it does not pan out. And the AFC is going to get the football back in great field position.
Yellow.
They'll run on first down. Connor. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first three quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
They run with Connor. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. DeMarcus Lawrence of the Cowboys there on the tackle.
So they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Mahomes going to throw it here. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be fourth down. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Myers able to knock it through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off the bootleg, Rodgers. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory?
Bottom line, nobody appeared to be seriously hurt. That's the first thing we look for in this game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think that
Welcome to Madden NFL 20. Here you can try the all-new QB1 face of the franchise or enjoy classic Madden with Madden Ultimate Team, franchise, or a quick pickup game in exhibition.